Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Also, the most downloaded podcast, scuba themed podcast in the world. Unofficially, I don't know, maybe officially. 26 years in the making. It just is kind of happened by default. So we'll take it. Right, CJ?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. You know, I just realized something. We got your new theme song for CJ, for Cock Johnson.
Great.
And I don't have it ready to play.
Good.
I'm like, oh, no. What? See, we were in the Turks and Caicos last week with Explorer Ventures. And, basically what we have to do is come on the show today and really rub it into everybody. It's just what you do on a situation like this.
Suck
right?
it, losers.
Yeah, that would go first, CJ.
Suck it, losers.
Barry the Bugger.
Suck it, losers.
One more for Jerry the Diver Guy, too. So there you go. So we had to do that because we were in the Turks and Caicos, but I realized that we had a new theme song for CJ, for Cock Johnson, and I don't have it ready to play. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this on the air because this is big news. You got your own theme song now. Yeah. We already have the cock signal for you.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that?
You act surprised.
I haven't seen it.
What? What do you mean you haven't seen it? Yeah, you haven't. I'm very confused. There's
as am I.
No, well, I mean the Cock Johnson alert signal. We have that. I think we do have it somewhere. It's somewhere. Let's see. I don't know.
You mean like the bat signal, like you shine a spotlight up in the sky?
Correct.
And
yeah.
See it and respond.
Yeah.
Does it look like a giant chicken?
Yeah. It's just, if you hear this sound, you're supposed to show up and be the scuba diver's dive buddy. Yeah. There you go. So if when you hear that sound, CJ, you're supposed to report for duty.
Awesome.
Not report a duty.
Well, I'm here, so.
Okay. Anyway.
What else you got?
Nothing. I was on vacation all last week in the Turks and Caicos.
Kind of shows.
And thanks. So we have that. But, while I was away, in my defense, Scuba Radio headquarters suffered a lightning strike.
I heard about that.
I have been pulling my hair out, what little I have left, trying to get us ready for the show today. And as you can see,
you did it. Congratulations.
You think this is a success?
We're on the air.
Okay, baby steps.
Show must go on.
But I don't have your theme song. I feel like I've dropped the ball big time. No, I think
You'll
we got to
have
get
it
to
next week.
Yeah. Barry is very anxious to hear the new CJ theme song. Right, Barry?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. Right? Come on, Barry. What do you think? Are you? You're not.
Yeah, he sounds super pumped.
Yeah, he's excited. He's got himself muted.
Right.
Thank God.
Yeah. You got to turn your mic on, Barry. What happened?
I was sleeping.
Of course you were. But you want to hear the new CJ theme song, don't you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, anything that you produce is going to be top notch, 100%.
Oh
well, I didn't produce this one.
Ass kisser.
Wait, you mean CJ produced his own theme song?
No, if I did, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who found this little.
You told
piece.
me Dennis did.
That's right. From our airplane
my buddy
show.
Dennis. Oh,
Right.
this is perfect then.
He goes,
Thank
I
you,
got
Dennis.
a theme song for Cock Johnson for your Scuba Radio show. You need to play this.
I paid him well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But we'll get to it. We will find a way to get this on the air today.
You must have it somewhere because you sent it. You sent me a text.
Well, then it should still be on the text. We could play it through the. Just plug in your phone into the audio equipment.
You think? You think it's that
Yep.
easy?
Yep.
I doubt it. It's probably
It
not
is.
that easy. But
Well, not
we'll
for
find
your
a way.
equipment.
He doesn't have an
You
in
know.
for his aux in for his phone, but it's not on my phone. I deleted it.
You did you really?
Of course I did. I don't keep all your texts.
Well, how are you supposed to know? I'm very confused. How are you supposed to know what to do?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hear your theme song, I mean, don't you
I'm not
feel
going to play
obligated?
it for myself off my phone. That's
What?
stupid.
Well, I mean, but you
gonna
have.
make it.
I mean,
I think you broke his heart.
It's gonna be his
CJ.
ring. Is gonna be his ringtone from now on.
well, that's at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, but if people hear
It's okay.
this,
You should see Greg's contact picture on my phone when he calls me.
Oh wait,
Oh, I mean the one of
Everybody.
Junior High Greg.
there you go. There it is. That's
He
it.
found it.
All right. Feel free to twerk. That's pretty good twerking, CJ, if I say so. Okay, that's enough of that. All that build up for that. How about that?
Music for 12-year-old girls.
Hey, we aim to please and scare them away at the same
Even the
same time.
kids are like, that's retarded.
Okay. All right. Well, but you know, you have your own song. You should feel special. How many
It's
people
not
have
really
their
a
own
song.
theme
It's just
song?
a couple of beats and chickens.
Yeah, but still, it's you, man. It's all you.
It's not me.
I think it is. I think it is. I think it's all you, my
I
friend.
got to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass.
Really?
I don't dig it.
What? You got to be kidding me.
It's kind of lame.
How do you not like that?
It's kind of lame.
I am very confused. I don't understand how you
Not
could
my
not like.
thing.
What do you mean? It's your own theme song. How can you not like your own
Because
theme
it's not
song?
a rock song.
Well, I
It
mean,
does not rock.
this is what?
It's lame.
Let's see. That kind of has a good, you know, it's a real toe tapper. You know what I mean?
He wants a classic rock type theme.
Hey, look, see, Mermaid Kristen. It called Mermaid Kristen to the show. See? So Kristen likes it, I think. She's putting it. She gave it one finger. What?
One finger up.
She's
There you
making
go.
a face, so I don't think she likes it either.
No, that's I think that's
That
the
sucks,
happy
right,
face.
Kristen? Come on.
No.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I wasn't making the face at that though. I was making a face at my phone.
Oh, I
I'll
thought
be right back. Though.
somebody
I gotta
farted.
go take care of something really quick.
Okay, go take care of business. But we're still gonna say
Someone
that she liked
farted.
it. Really? Okay. Wow. Harsh. But hey, you know, I like it. And that's all that matters, CJ. So
Gay.
not that there's anything wrong with that. But okay. So look, you know, you have your signal, you have your theme song. I don't know what's next, but
That could be it.
you
That's
think?
fine.
No, I mean, there might be. Maybe we have to do you want something a little bit more rock and roll.
You mean you might actually accidentally stumble across something good?
No. But
Well, then
if you
go
want
ahead.
you want something a little bit more rocky
Yes.
for Cock Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Ballad of Cock Johnson? I did that one for you. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't like that one either? What? I'm confused.
Oh, God. He's going to play along.
Well, I mean, I can.
In the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, see? This is all for
Where
CJ.
mysteries reside.
Yep.
There's a bold scuba diver
Bald scuba diver.
with adventure as his guide.
Okay, we don't have time
God.
for any more of this.
Thank God.
See, I think the new song is better.
I'd rather hear Mr. Roboto.
Okay, well, that's coming up next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving and goofy music. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula, You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Scuba Radio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Here comes old Greg. He's a scaly manfish.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
What you doing in my waters?
The show is a disaster.
I got something to show you.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
Hi there.
Master. Dive Master. Dive Master. Dive Master.
I'm old Greg. Pleased to meet you.
I'm Nart. Hello, fishies.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg, the dive master.
Scaly man fish.
Okay. Whatever you say, Cock Johnson.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't have my own theme song, but I guess I do have a very interesting introduction.
Yep.
He's old Greg. Yeah. Matter of fact, we were on the Turks and Caicos liveaboard last week. And but if you go back and listen to the show, just go to ScubaRadio.com. It's up there, and you can listen to what happened on that trip and wish you were there with us. And you kind of bring you along for the adventure. But the people on the boat did not know the story of old Greg. So Mermaid Kristen made it a point to alert all the passengers.
You got to show them. You got to educate them.
And they threw up a little in their mouth once they saw the video.
Okay, cool.
So you've been warned. If you look up old Greg on YouTube, I had nothing to do with it. But, CJ, Barry, Jerry, and the crew, everybody seems to think I had something to do with it, but I did not.
Well, your name is Greg, so it's funny.
Okay.
And you are old.
Yeah.
And he looks like you.
Okay. Whatever,
What
losers.
you doing in my wildest?
I'll give you your moment to shine briefly.
Make an assessment.
Because, we were in the Turks and Caicos last week. And you guys were the losers that were not on the boat.
Well, you guys were sucking it before when me and Jerry went down to dive in Pompano. So
that's right.
Yeah, but we didn't suck it that much.
You were also sucking it.
We saw how you still take your afternoon naps.
I don't know what is he talking about. What do you mean, afternoon naps? I don't know what you mean, Barry. What are you trying to say?
I do.
Yeah.
No, are you talking about my technique on a liveaboard dive trip of how I extend a 1 week liveaboard dive vacation and make it into 2? I have a system.
Oh, okay.
You hide in the closet?
One day he didn't take a nap.
Huh?
There was one.
He did go one day without taking a nap.
He did. He went one day without taking a nap.
Yeah, it was kind of like more of a passing out kind of problem. But
No,
yeah,
it
what you
wasn't.
do is you take a nap, after lunch, right, on your liveaboard trip, because all you do is you dive, sleep, and eat, and you take a nap after lunch, and then you wake up and like, good morning, everybody. It might be 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time for their dive number 3 or 4, but you just act like it's a new day, and next thing you know, you've had 14 days on the dive boat.
You're insane.
Okay, so
Is that,
and your point
what
is
that
what?
little hamster does in your brain when it turns the wheel?
The
There's
wheel
no
squeaks a lot, Jerry.
there's no hamster anywhere in any orifice of me, brain included.
He's in Amsterdam.
No. Hey, I see Vinny Two Tanks is with us. We can tell him to suck it, loser, as well, because he wasn't in the Turks and Caicos with us. How you doing there, Vinny? What's going on?
Well, I'm now bummed I didn't go because I sat here in California and got hit by a hurricane.
Oh, that's
I
right.
I didn't go to Turks and Caicos because I didn't want to get hit by a hurricane. And how was the weather? I bet it was perfect, right?
It was pretty nice, yes. There was a breeze that kind of stirred up the viz a little bit on us, but it kept things nice and pleasant topside.
But it's still good there.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. We got some great video footage that we're going to turn into a new Scuba Radio video to post at ScubaRadio.com soon.
I can't wait to see it.
But the problem has been, I came back. I would have had it done already.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't.
He was taking a nap.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Vinny. There's my excuse. That and a lightning strike. So Vinny had a hurricane. I got a lightning strike at Scuba Radio headquarters, and it kind of delayed me this week. So hopefully next week I'll get into that footage. But we got some great videos. And I was shooting a new GoPro and the whole thing. And everybody,
Did you make a new movie?
Well, that's what I'm working on, Vinny. That's what I just said. You got to listen.
Oh, sorry.
Listen, Vinny, listen.
He's got to do a lot of editing and then also add a dopey song.
Right. That's right. Yeah, Vinny, actually,
These are best watched with the mute on.
What do you mean?
Your videos.
Well, yeah, but maybe our soundtrack for the new Turks and Caicos video could be us talking about how CJ wasn't there, and but maybe we do a video to his song, to his new theme song. Have you heard his new theme song there, Vinny?
Not yet.
No,
really?
He just popped in late.
Cock Johnson.
Walked
there it
right
is.
into it.
What do you think, Vinny? Like it? Look at his face. You can see him on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. Little
There it
background bass. Okay.
It's a real toe tapper, isn't it?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, Vinny likes it.
Good background music for doing stuff. Riding a
Okay.
bike or
Yeah.
diving or.
Well, you play that song, and CJ shows up to be your dive buddy.
It's motivating.
See? Vinny Two Tanks gives the new Cock Johnson theme song 2 fins up. What else could you possibly want, CJ?
It's upbeat. It makes you. It gives you energy.
See? And that's what
You're going to make me swear. I almost did.
No,
okay.
do not do that.
I almost did.
I do not want to hit the dump button today.
I was so close.
No, it probably doesn't even work after the lightning strike, so don't test me.
That sounds like
or
some
our systems.
DJ Bull Shark.
Yeah, right. But anyway, yeah, he has his own theme song. Maybe we'll use that as a soundtrack for the new Turks and Caicos video we produce.
Please don't.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, we got some great footage. Got some awesome shark action with some Caribbean reef sharks. Came in. First one I saw was on the first dive. And we have a group of us. I'd say we were on that dive. We had about, 10 of us underwater. And I was kind of hanging back from the group. And I'm not sure if it was the first shark we saw on the dive, but at some point about halfway through the dive, I was like at the back of the group. And everybody was kind of swimming along the wall a little bit. And I was kind of lollygagging at the end there, right? And I had my GoPro on a stick, right? And I'm doing some selfie stuff, and
Of course.
all of a sudden I look around, and a Caribbean reef shark sneaks up on me. I turn around, and he swims right up to me and gets real close, and then he like turns his belly like he's like, "Hey, get my best side," kind of thing. He like he was flashing me. It was really weird behavior for a shark. I had never seen that.
The sharks were really curious there.
Yeah, they were very curious, and I think I'm gonna call him Flasher because that's what he did.
Kelly got tail slapped by one.
That's right. She got, is it bee slapped by a Caribbean reef shark in the Turks and Caicos? We'll find out next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
A professional mermaid says unwanted advances from merverts is the worst part of the job. Just like that, you've been made aware of a new profession and its very serious problems, and the word mervert.
Hey now.
Get my flippers on and go scuba diving.
Hey now.
Watch me get my goggles on and go scuba diving.
Hey now.
Scuba diving.
Hey now.
Watch me scuba diving.
Hey now.
East Coast. Watch me scuba diving.
Hey now.
West Coast.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, so look, when we were in the Turks and Caicos, I don't know if this got brought up on the show that we did from the deck of the boat, but we did have an interesting incident, which didn't cause any issues really. But it was, like I said, I got flashed by a Caribbean reef shark. Never had that happen before. It was very odd behavior. Like Mermaid Kristen said, the Caribbean reef sharks were definitely a little more curious. They weren't shy of the divers.
Well, that's a protected area, right? So they're not fished there or anything.
Well, they've been there's been divers there for years. I think they used to have a shark dive there years ago, and the sharks still come in and wonder if the divers are doing a shark dive. And I don't know if they do that anywhere in the area or not. But they're just used to the divers. As Casey the tobacco nut chimes in and shares his thoughts. Welcome, Casey.
Well, there were reef sharks when we went. Remember, almost every dive we saw one or two.
Exactly.
You know what you had that we didn't have then that you could have given them?
Meat necklace.
Mermaids.
That's true. Well, and I don't know if they reacted well to the mermaids. Now,
well,
I got flashed by a Caribbean reef shark. He flashed his belly to me, which I'd never seen that
He just
before.
wanted you to scratch him.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah, like a dog.
Yeah, it's like puppy dogs roll over.
No, I think he was kind of like a Jersey Caribbean reef shark. Like, hey, yeah, righty. And like he flashed his claspers at me or something. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
Did you get a
swim
pic?
off? Oh, yeah, I got it all on video, Vinny. Yeah, you're going to see my shark porn soon enough. But regardless, that was at the beginning of the week. And then a few days later, Mermaid Kelly was out diving. I did not see this, and I don't know if we got it. I think actually we did get it on video. But evidently one came by and slapped her fin with his fin or the shark's fin. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl shark. We don't know. I'm going to have to look close at the video. But,
see, I'm telling you, you said it yourself, Greg. They grow the tail back, so you should have just let a shark nibble on the tail and, had your own shark feeding adventure.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a friendly, high five kind of fin slap or if it was like, hey, get the hell out of my waters.
So what happened was the shark came between Kelly and me and someone else.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was expecting, because I have, it's on video. There's video of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was expecting her to move because she didn't see it coming from behind her. And she just moved her hands and it kind of spazzed a little bit and smacked her in the face.
Ah, she got bitch slapped by a reef shark. That is so awesome. I mean,
that's pretty funny.
That's a memory that will last for.
We do have
a
audio
lifetime.
of that, by the way. I don't know if you remember sending this to me.
No, I don't.
Where my money at?
Oh, okay. I don't recall that, actually.
Underwater.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because last time we did anything with mermaids and sharks, it was in the not Galapagos, but Guadalupe Island, and we put the mermaids in with the great whites. There were 5 to 6 of them circling the boat, and we put the mermaids in the cage to swim with them, and they disappeared immediately. Scared them off. The mermaids scared off the great white sharks at Guadalupe. So
We're
maybe
scary. I can't. There's nothing we can do about that.
Well, you can't.
Did they smell bad?
I don't know if they had showered that morning or not. But regardless, maybe this was payback. It's like, oh, that's the mermaids. I'll show them. And
hey, we
and
need
Kelly
to
got
contact
smacked.
the military. The Navy was looking for that one special component to put those. When you hit the water, throw it out, and it drives the sharks away when the pilots go down.
Okay, is Casey having a shark? Is he having a stroke?
I'm not a doctor.
Okay, that's fine. Fits in with the what we're doing on the show.
Well, come
today.
here and examine me, big boy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hey,
whoa.
hey, now, hey. There's going to be no probing going on the show today.
Put that jelly away.
Shut up, Barry.
Wow.
Look, Kristen ran off. We scared her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a shame that that happened to Kelly, and I don't know if Kristen feels left out, or that she didn't get smacked by the shark and Kelly did, or I don't know.
If only we could ask her.
Oh.
Please kill me now.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, but I think. We got to go back because it definitely lived up to all my memories. I mean, I would say the trip in general, with all the ones I've done them literally over 10 of these liveaboards with Explorer Ventures in the Turks and Caicos. And for me, I gave it around a 7+.
Whoa,
out of 10.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. The only thing that kind of sucked, the viz was down just a little bit. From what I had hoped, and my expectations were so high, but because we had a bit of a breeze going all week, which made it extremely comfortable on the boat. I mean, it was a nice breeze all week. Just the weather was perfect. It was so good. But underwater, it stirred up the sediment a little bit, so we had a little lower viz than I was hoping for. But
what did you have? Instead of 80, you had 40?
No, it was more than that. I mean, I've been in the Turks and Caicos, and we had literally, it was like gin clear. It was like diving to Florida
Springs. Yeah, that's how it was when I was with you. It was just as far as you could see.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa, I want to go there.
Yeah, who wouldn't? And that's the thing, though. It can be really great, or it could be, not quite as good. But the thing is, it was still good enough, and the video that we got was great. I had some awesome shark action, like I said. Also had some serious players when it came to turtles. I mean, I had a couple turtles that swam right up to me, and I got it on film, the whole thing. I mean, they're like, hey, Greg, what's going on? Hi, how are you?
Did they flash?
Haven't
you?
seen you in several years, Greg. What's going on? What's so funny, guys?
It's
Keep doing it.
That's how
I
they,
like your turtle voice.
Well, thank you. That's how they sound underwater to me. I mean,
They
I
sound- they talk a little slower.
bitch slap that girl?
right, exactly.
That was badass. She had it coming, though.
I'll tell
She
you.
should have had his money.
To me.
Yeah, I don't know.
If
Chris,
she had a scuba radio hat, she wouldn't be a nerd.
oh boy.
Shut up, Barry.
Shut up, Barry.
Oh my gosh, you guys are really
Shut
mean.
up, Barry.
Okay, enough already. But yeah, you know, it was very good. And the thing is, for Kelly, Kristen, and Scott, our magician, they had never been. And I knew for a fact that they, along with the rest of the passengers that we had on the boat in the Turks and Caicos, had the trip of a lifetime. It was really great. So for me, being on it many times, like I said, I gave it a 7 because I know it could have even been better than it was. But for people that had never been, I mean, it's kind of a moving scale in that sense because you don't have any reference. And if you were going that and that was your first big liveaboard trip, I mean, it was so easy. It was so great. I mean, sharks, turtles, mermaids, magic, which he taught us some magic. And matter of fact, I may share some of it with you next, right here on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. You want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. But I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you got to do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for a dive. Tanks are right here.
Now, to be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. You know, gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. I'm gonna be a scuba diver.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We got Mermaid Kristen, Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut, all connected via the web today. We got a special guest joining us in the studio for hour 2. You're going to want to stick around for that. However, when we were in the Turks and Caicos with Scott, the scuba magician, ScottTokar.com, by the way, check him out. He's one of the scuba magicians that works with Chef on that whole dive program where you can learn magic to perform underwater and teach people how to dive and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. He actually shared a magic trick with us, several. And I was going to see if I could do it today. So I got this little spring with a like a ring on it, right? And so the trick is, can you take the ring off the spring? CJ's looking intensely at this, and I'm showing it. This little spring thing on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. And right now it looks like it's locked, but if I just go 1, 2, 3, grr, grr, can I? Ooh, I got it off.
It's magic.
Yeah. Right? It looks easy. Just put it back on, and I'm gonna twist it around and do that kind of thing, and like so. All right, so I'm gonna give it. You saw what I did, right, CJ?
Not really. Your hands were blocking it, but you did get it off.
Yeah, I got it off. You get the ring off the spring. So here, I'm gonna give it to you, and you're gonna try to get the ring off the spring. And if you can do it, you're magic. If you can't, you're an idiot. Because you saw me just do
You
it.
already know the answer to that.
Is that the spring off your new regs?
Well, no, because there's nothing. I had this new regulator I was using from Next Products out of Monterey, California, in the Turks and Caicos, and I will say it was phenomenal. And so while CJ works on this magic trick, and we prove indeed that he is an idiot.
I thought I had it, but I didn't.
Yeah, you gotta get it off. I did it pretty quick. Do you want me to show you again?
You know the trick, though. I don't know.
You had a whole week to practice.
What do you mean? I know the trick. There's no trick.
Dick.
We learned that trick in Demo there, CJ.
I didn't pay attention.
It's no trick. It's magic. Hello.
It's totally magic. Yeah. What the hell?
Right. Okay, so
it is stuck on here. I mean, this is not like an easy little thing. Whatever you did,
you got 3 minutes. All right. In the meantime, okay, so I'm grabbing this new reg I was using in Turks and Caicos, which, by the way, props to them.
What's the brand name again? One more time.
Nex, Nex. Nextdive, I think, .com.
Oh, it's anodized.
How
yeah,
was it?
It has a cool blue color to it, which is kind of different for a first stage setup. There's like a blue, I don't know what you call this, but it looks all nice and shiny.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty cool looking. But I will say, I took it down underwater, and it was by far one of the best regulators I have ever breathed. I mean, it really, really is an easy breathing regulator. Now, is it the best in the world or whatever? I don't know. I mean, they supposedly won some big award last year from Scuba Labs or something, and I had never heard of them. But I got to say, I can see why it won, because it breathes really, really good, and it performed perfectly all week. And I really, really enjoyed it. The best kind of regulator you can have is one you don't really feel. You know what I mean? You just breathe underwater. You don't think nothing about it. It works. And that's what you want. You don't want to feel like you're, having to suck extra hard or, breathe on the regulator.
Used to that.
And if it doesn't work, you don't want that. Trust
no,
Shut up, Jerry.
Of course.
So Greg, what makes it breathe easy? Because I'm sure it's not the pretty color there, big fella.
Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's magic. It's regulator magic. I don't know.
You can go to next.com.
Is that the one with the redundant pressure
What's their
gauge
website,
on it?
Greg?
I think it's nextdive.com. Check that, Barry.
There you
You're
go.
the
Go to
web guy.
Is that an adjustable second stage?
Yeah, everything's adjustable. But honestly, coming right out of the box, I did nothing to it and used it all week without any adjustments. I didn't need to change anything. It breathed perfectly the way it was set up. And I honestly, other than just turn the knobs to see if they turned, that was about it. I didn't need to adjust anything. It was set up perfect the way it came in the box.
All right.
They got a unique kind of thing. They're they're the only regulator company now that's being made in the USA. They assemble everything in Monterey, California.
That's a plus.
Yeah. It's the only ones doing it at this point.
It's nextdive.com. Nexdive.com.
Right.
I'm going to go check them out.
Check them out.
But didn't you say that had a mini pressure gauge built into the high pressure?
Yeah, well, the unit, did you break it?
Got it.
You broke it, didn't you?
break it.
All right, put it back in.
It's not broken.
Put it back on. Let me see it. Put it back. He said.
You broke his next new.
No, he didn't break my regulator. He broke the magic trick.
I didn't break it. I got it off. I don't know how I did it, but I got it off.
Okay, we'll put it back on.
How does it go back on?
Well,
what'd you do, CJ? Straighten the spring?
I don't know what
Oh my
I did.
gosh,
I got it off.
he broke it. All right,
He broke his toy.
It's magic.
I didn't break it.
You broke it. Oh, look at this. This is a mess.
Listen, because it was a magic trick, it's probably 20 times more expensive.
Oh wait, I fixed it.
And a key
You're
ring
welcome.
and a spring.
Now take it off again.
No, I don't. No, I'm done.
What? You don't know how you didn't know how what did you do? Just work through it? Oh my gosh.
Now you lost it.
All right. Well, it's a good thing.
Short out your
You'll
new
step
computer.
on it later.
The next dive regulator system doesn't have any pieces flying around like our magic trick did, but yeah, I mean, and
It had
it
a
looks.
pressure gauge on it for depth.
Well, they
Oh,
had
no,
a little.
pressure-
It was a little mini pressure gauge built
Oh,
in,
for the ear. The ear.
screwed on
Yeah.
to the first stage. Yeah, I don't even know
That's
if that.
very helpful, actually. Stop
Well,
and think about
yeah,
it.
I think that I don't know that they even make those.
That's a
It
good.
just-
If you already got one, that's a backup. That's perfect. You like to have backups.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a great feature.
Yeah,
I
was-
like it.
That's the way it came to me, and I don't know if that was something special or what, but it's just a little mini pressure gauge, so I was able to use that with my Tarek, and I had it hooked up
And that's
on
a
the
good double
wireless.
check, right? Because sometimes I hate to say it, but sometimes those computers that transmit can malfunction.
Well, no, I mean you always have I would always have a backup regular pressure gauge regardless.
Oh, but it
but
comes
the
with
thing
a-
is, this thing you wouldn't necessarily see it when you're diving, but when you're setting up your gear, you just glance at it. Well, yeah, I got a full
see.
tank
Oh,
and it's
okay,
good to go.
okay. Oh, I thought it was
You're all
where
set.
you could see it while you were diving. Okay.
Yeah. No, that'd be a separate pressure gauge, which I usually have. I usually have
Yeah,
that.
you want to back up
but
for the.
But I took it off because I had this. I didn't really need it on the liveaboard trip, so I was definitely more streamlined and I was very attractive underwater thanks to nextdive.com. Ask Kristen. She thought I was the best looking diver
Maybe that's
underwater.
why the shark turned its belly. Saw that. blue
Maybe
color.
that's what it was. You can't turn off the good looks sometimes, and
you
that,
could adjust the pressure on the second stage.
yeah.
What's
So
that got to do with good looks, Barry?
it looks
So
good.
I tried to get off of that real quick. Off of
Barry.
these good looks.
All right. Well, you got to look good. It has to perform good, and they did both with the
gonna look 'em up.
nextdive.com
I'm
product.
interested.
Check them out.
Yeah.
All right, hour 2 on deck. We got a special guest coming into the studio from Sweetwater Scuba. Find out what that's all about and then some next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio on the boat or down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown? Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2, or the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Barry the Bugger. We got Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut. And then we got a special in-studio guest with us right now. Kenny Dahl's with us. Kenny, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. Now, Kenny is literally you're based right here in our backyard of Orlando, Florida, right?
Yeah, half hour away. I was shocked.
Yeah, and I said, hey, man, Mermaid Kristen, stumbled across your Instagram account and said, hey, Greg, you know, this guy's been doing this for a while. He's right in your backyard. You ought to have him on Scuba Radio. And I was like, well, I don't know who he is. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, hey, I think you're right. So here he is. There you go. As simple as that. And so, CJ, back me up. You're sitting right next to him. He looks like Neil Watson Jr. in a red
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's a compliment, Kenny. Don't hold it. Don't think we're slighting you already.
I'll take it.
Okay, good. But welcome, and you do a thing called Sweetwater Scuba, which is what exactly? What do you do?
Well, I do a few things. The anchor really is the podcast show, the Scuba Diving Podcast, and from there I have a lot of social media channels.
Right.
And I'll extract that content from the podcast and make social media content really just to get people thinking, get people excited, maybe even if I'm lucky, win some people into the scuba world.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, just try and knock down some of those old barriers that I feel like have sort of kind of been stuck there for a while.
Right. Like Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy,
Exactly.
Two Tanks,
Exactly.
Casey the Tobacco Nut.
What? What did you say?
What was that?
I don't know.
You call us old?
Well,
Casey's getting cranky.
I mean,
we're not running around with monkey hearts,
Okay, could just stop. But Kenny, it's a noble goal. I mean, that's kind of what we do with Scuba Radio a little bit. We're trying to make the pie bigger for everybody, bring more people into the sport, have more people do what we love, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I looked into you guys, and I've seen you before.
I've
seen you.
Sorry,
he showed up anyway.
I know.
Yeah, I got chased down a few times on the roads here by somebody with a Scuba Radio sticker.
Oh, geez.
No,
Barry.
Hey, I'm the only one left with those stickers.
Oh,
no, you're not.
Gosh. Really.
Wasn't me.
Yeah.
Shut up, Barry.
All right, that's enough. But Kenny, yeah. So you've seen us like at the DEMA show and
I've
or
seen
something
you
like
around.
that.
Yeah, I've heard of you for many years. Demos where I feel like you're always right up front.
We are. Yeah, we'll be there again this year.
It's
doing
a tactical
our thing.
error on their part. But yes.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it actually looks pretty smart because I had that immediate recognition from DEMA.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, we've been doing that for, I don't know, I think it's easily approaching 20 years.
He's trying to get our spot,
Oh,
Greg.
the DEMA. Okay,
DEMA.
I thought you meant the show.
What do you
Greg,
mean?
he's trying to get our spot.
No, he's not.
He can have
he
it.
wants that stage.
No, the thing Kenny does, he does like real video. We just do a live stream on YouTube where people can, put a face with the voice and stuff, and usually scares them. And then they go back to just listening to the podcast or the radio
Smart
broadcast
people.
and that kind of thing. He does a whole video thing. Yeah, and you do a really good job there, Kenny. I saw some of the videos. You've talked to a lot of the same people that we have over the years, but you're kind of a little bit more on the professional side of the video element.
How can we find that? What is it?
The Scuba Diving Podcast. Just Google it. And on YouTube, it's the Scuba Diving Channel.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I could have changed that back in the beginning, but it's too late.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I like it.
Yeah, but it's cool little clips, video clips, and you guys, do a good job with it. And there's some good information. They probably take it a little bit more seriously than we do. Barry,
Shut up, Barry. Oops, sorry.
See, I have our staff trained quite well, Kenny. Do you notice that?
I
do.
do. I can kind of see the edge of the monitor. I know Lightning took out the big one next to me, so
Right.
I'm kind of seeing like an angle of everyone.
Well,
there.
you're welcome. So,
It's for
There's
the
these
best.
funny voices happening in my head. Though,
Well,
and
hey.
I'm kind of seeing where they're coming
they'll
from.
go
there.
away in about 45 minutes or so. You'll be fine.
No, they'll probably be stuck in there forever.
Well, yeah, they'll be.
It's the narcosis.
There's a good
Kitty.
chance,
It's the narcosis.
Therapy might be needed, but that's a whole different thing.
He has
But
a very nice red hat.
yes,
So
you
does-
and Barry are sporting the same noggin cover.
You guys are brothers.
I didn't quite pull it all together with the shirt though, man. He's popping over there.
That's true. Barry always wears the red watch cap. Is that what you're going for? Is like the Jacques Cousteau thing? Because that's kind of like your. I mean, that's part of your logo, isn't it?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got really two logos. One is the Sweetwater logo, which is the popsicle, like candy-looking scuba tank.
Right.
You know, going into the non-threatening. Let's get people here. Sweet. And then the logo that's sort of morphed from the show is just the kind of cartoon red hat character. That was an accident, and it took off, and everyone was like, I love that. So we kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Well,
so now I have to wear this hat and, what is it, 100-degree index?
And now Barry looks like a super fan.
Well, that's true.
I'm the super fan.
There are 37 episodes of Jacques Cousteau out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you'll see he's wearing his red hat, watch cap all the time.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
It's a
Barry's
discipline.
logo's a rainbow.
Later, nerd.
Oh,
yeah. Barry tried to get us to wear them, and he sent us a box of them over
I
here.
actually sent them, yeah.
I wouldn't wear it. It was just too hot.
It's
Yeah.
brutal.
It's just
Well,
too damn
I'll
hot.
admit, it's brutal.
Yeah. Well, you know, it works.
That's
I guess.
commitment.
That's
I
right.
think- yeah, but Casey did. I think he wore it in Iceland or
There's
something.
Casey's. I was going to ask you where your hat was, Casey.
Yeah.
Well,
is that what that
this
is?
One of my many character changes.
Okay.
Now, could you catch air with that if you get like an updraft?
He's wearing an
Well, that's a
umbrella
good-
on his head.
It's going to
I'll
be the
have to go
flying
out
nun.
during the hurricane and see how that works.
Okay.
Well, that's
All right.
coming. That could be coming your way, right? West
We're
Coast.
getting some rain today. It's
No, but I
heavy.
mean that invest that they're
It could be.
trying to get to turn into a hurricane.
All right. Well, it's bad luck to open up an umbrella inside, and
It's
and
not
Casey
an
has
umbrella,
cursed
it's
us
a
all.
hat.
Okay.
What if he's already had bad luck by being on this show?
Well,
Kind of negates it, right?
good point. Good point.
Can't get any worse.
Well, and I'm hoping it doesn't rub off on Kenny. So Kenny, you know, yeah, take it for what it's worth, or you've been warned. You might have
Kenny, years from now, you'll look just like this.
You might have to sacrifice a chicken after you're done with the show today, just to
Let's just hope he doesn't look like
prep
Barry.
yourself. Yeah.
Shut up, Jerry.
So Kenny, will we see you at the DEMA show in New Orleans?
Absolutely. I'll go around and usually just interview people. I do a stand-up interview. We put teeny little tripod pretty much down to just an iPhone now.
Right.
Found out it actually works better.
Yeah.
And, quicker, easier, and it goes into people's hands. So I just stand one up, throw a couple mics on wireless, and see who will do interviews.
So how did it start? Was the whole idea like, hey, I'm a diver and you wanted to share some of this, let me start doing this, or what?
That's a good question. Well, it really started by I started working at Disney in 2006 on the dive team for Dive Quest at Epcot.
Oh yeah.
So-
We got to talk about that a little bit, can we?
Yeah, sure.
Or we'll
I can
mix.
tell you anything that I guess wouldn't be privied or backstage information. And to be clear, when we talk about it, I'm not representing the Disney company.
Absolutely, because
It's
if you
just me.
do, there's going to be a team of
Disney will
people dressed
kill
up
him.
in goofy suits at the front door of the studio, and they'll take us out.
They'll be
I
here
mean,
by
they're they're very controlling sometimes, and it's just how they operate. Mickey, God bless him, I love him to death. He's right here next to us, but yeah, you got to be careful. So we'll navigate that accordingly next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures Adventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explore Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit exploreventures.com. That's exploreventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I used to watch you at the Improv when I was starting out. Things you made me laugh so hard because I had just started learning to scuba dive. You did that bit about scuba diving and how the whole point of the sport is not to dive.
There's a fish, there's a rock, who cares? Don't dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with us. And we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut, and Kenny the Sweetwater Scuba Guy.
Guy with a red hat.
Well, we already have.
One.
We got Barry's long lost twin love interest. Or, no, I'm sorry. That's Aquaman.
That's right.
Just doppelganger. No, that doesn't work either.
Yeah, I
get your story straight there.
He just got here and you're insulting the guy.
No, well, what are you saying? What are you saying? Barry's not an attractive man?
Barry is very attractive.
Okay.
From the side angle, I can see.
That's right. He can't see him.
It's very slimming.
Yeah, the video adds at least a good
30 years to my life.
And yeah, maybe. Anyway, Kenny, welcome to our group of nut jobs, and we apologize for the abuse that you might encounter or the therapy that'll be needed after your appearance today. But we're glad you came by. Now, you mentioned that you started Sweetwater Scuba and your podcast and all the stuff you do on Instagram and YouTube and the channel and all that kind of stuff. But it started with you being a diver, right? And was it you were like at a Dive Quest there at Epcot? And it kind of started there first, and then you branched into this thing, or what?
Yeah. So I started as a diver, just as a certified diver in '98. Got my driver's license, boom.
Yep.
Then in 2006, had an opportunity to be a dive master at Epcot for Dive Quest.
Sweet.
And that was cool. That was really
cool.
cool.
I have a lot of friends that did that. Pam Saltman.
She lives around here, right?
She does. Pam's an old friend of the show. She doesn't associate with us anymore, but can you blame her? And but Barry. Barry, who runs the opera, he's still the head.
He's
head
my
guy.
boss. He was my instructor in '98 before he worked there by total coincidence.
Yeah, well, great folks. Folks. They run a really good program. We've actually done we've done Scuba Radio there. In the early days, we visited the tank and did the whole thing, and we're promptly told never come again. No, I kid.
Yeah, I saw the sign.
Yes.
Do not admit.
Yeah, not allowed on premises. This guy, mugshot, whole thing.
Don't wear a Scuba Radio hat at Disney.
Maybe. But no, it's all good. No, we just haven't been back there in a long time. But it's a cool facility. If you've never had the opportunity to dive the big old golf ball there at Disney, it is quite an experience there at the Living Seas. It's a cool thing. And so you're still doing it now.
I still do it. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Even during the dive shop days and all that, I have 17 and a half years.
How about that? Yeah. Well, that's cool. Maybe you were there when we brought you. You don't remember that, I'm sure.
Early 06.
You know what? That's not that. That's in the realm of possibility. I don't know. That would have been. That definitely was in the first few days.
It was before I was on,
years.
so that could have been it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say that was probably around 2000, though. It probably would have been earlier. But anyway, it's a cool thing, and so you did that, and then you decided to branch into this whole video thing, just as kind of a hobby offshoot kind of deal, or what?
There was a big thing in between working at Dive Quest at Disney and doing the show.
Yeah.
And that was starting a dive shop.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, in 2009, I got my instructor. Life had me move to St. Augustine, 2 hours away. Yes, I still made the trip once a week to Disney.
Wow.
2 hours. And I opened up a dive shop. I started teaching independently at this place called the Conch House in St. Augustine's with the little huts over the water. It's kind of right in the middle there.
Okay.
And my house was across the street. I made a classroom. Wasn't quite as cool as the studio here, but I had a classroom, a garage full of gear, and a pool across the street. And it grew so fast that early 2012, I'm like, okay, never thought I'd be doing this, but I'm going to open a dive shop.
How about that?
So yeah,
but it was St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
So yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have to go pretty far offshore to get to decent diving off of St. Augustine?
So yeah, we don't really do a lot of the diving there. So we would go down to
Travel.
South Florida,
Gotcha.
And so on.
But is that right though? Like you can't get to get some good diving off of St. Augustine and even Jacksonville, but you got to go like 20 miles offshore, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. The spearfishing is great.
Yeah.
And then they do a lot of archaeological, like Lamp does a lot of cool stuff up there. I mean, they find cannons and all kinds of cool
Sweet.
stuff.
Gold?
So it's
Gold? Any gold?
Gold.
Maybe. We had a podcast on that, and that's
Gold?
a contentious subject, actually.
What do you mean? What about finding gold?
There's a rival between the archaeologists and
the treasure hunters.
And the treasure hunters.
Right.
Yeah. There's not a lot of overlap. There's some. But
not much. They don't like each other.
They don't.
No.
So yeah, I let them talk about it and I stay out of it. So
fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. The whole finders keepers thing doesn't really work with the archaeologists and then other way around. They feel like they're bastardizing the archaeological sites when they treasure hunt. So it's a dilemma. I get you.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the diving, yeah, I've been up that far. I don't think I ever went off of St. Augustine, but I did Jacksonville. I went off and did 20 miles offshore, did some lobstering. Big old lobsters.
Yeah, monsters off there.
Yeah, you can get some big ones. But you guys would do like travel down to the Keys, like even most of the dive operations here in Orlando. When I learned to dive before I even started Scuba Radio, same thing. We didn't dive in Orlando. You could dive in the local springs or something, or go over to Wekiva Springs or something like that. But they would, they'd go take their classes down to West Palm Beach and further south where the Gulf Stream comes in a little bit closer to the Florida, peninsula there, and flushes out the water, gives us good visibility, which is what we want as divers, right?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
The
So
blue
do you travel a lot? Have you been around the world doing a bunch of diving too, or has it mostly been there at Epcot and teaching classes throughout the Florida Keys and stuff?
Well, at Epcot, we just drink around the world. That's what we do.
Well, there you go. There you got that bonus.
Hey, you got somebody out there laugh.
No, that's what my son and I did when
Yeah.
they had the Food and Wine Festival one year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is we ate and drank around the world.
Okay. Thanks for pointing that out, Barry. Anyway.
Shut up, Barry. Okay. Yeah, I took care
Last
of it
time I
for
was
you.
visited the Living Seas, it was about 2 years ago. It was during
Yeah.
the pandemic. There's a small hammer in there.
Small hammer?
Okay, so correction, she's big now.
Oh, it was a baby.
Smaller. Yeah, she's grown.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, look at that cute little hammer.
And she got big by
Awesome.
eating Nemo? No, I kid.
What's the water temperature in those tanks?
Oh, that's a good question.
76.
Refreshing.
And you can't bring your own. I understand you can't bring your own wetsuit.
Nope, can't do it. We'll talk a little bit about that. He can't get into it too much there, Barry. Come on.
I will answer anything you give me, and I'll just tell you if I can. How about
Okay,
that?
that works too.
Or give
All
you a
right.
fake answer.
Yeah, that'll even work better. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with ScubaRadio.
ScubaRadio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
ScubaRadio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, I'm Captain Slate from Captain Slate's Atlantis Dive Center in Florida, and you're listening to my good buddy and dive pal, Greg the Dive Master, from the world's first radio show devoted to diving, Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. I love it.
I do too. Thanks, Cap Slate. I am Greg the Dive Master. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving, fresh from our magical scuba dive tour because it was magic.
Whoa.
I was supposed to catch that. I'm sorry. I made a magic wand. How about that, guys? Pretty sweet, huh? Are you
Now
impressed?
you look like a fairy.
Excuse me?
You look like a fairy with your little fairy wand.
No, this is a magic wand.
I thought it was like a cigarette holder from the 40s. You were just
Oh, keep it up. I will curse you.
Garbo.
I will curse you to a deserted island with no scuba gear and ideal diving surrounding the entire atoll.
You're not
Well,
helping.
I'll make scuba gear out of coconuts and palm fronds.
Wilson!
I apologize for them, Kenny. Kenny Dahl is our guest in studio today. He's right here in our backyard of Orlando, where we do the show every week, and we just didn't know
It's about damn
about
time.
each other. Yeah. So his main gig is working at Disney Dive Quest, where you can actually go and dive the tank there at the Living Seas Pavilion at Epcot. I've done it years ago. We were talking during the commercial break. He said, "You guys ought to come over and do this again." And I see Barry, your boss, all the time at the dive shows because they're promoting Dive Quest. It's a program that Disney offers, and I see Barry, and he goes, "Yeah, you got to come." And I'm like, "Yeah." And just stuff keeps life gets in the way. You know what I'm saying, Kenny?
Oh, yeah.
But CJ,
76 degrees.
CJ in particular has been bugging the crap out of me at least the last year or so, saying, "Greg, when are we going to do this?" I'm like, "I've already done it." And he's like, and you're like, who's your buddy? Who's your pal? Take care of me, right? That's what you're saying,
Hook
CJ?
a brother up.
Come on.
Hey, how about the rest of us?
Screw you guys.
Exactly. Don't care about you guys.
But our
Figured
wetsuits
as
aren't
much.
the right kind of wetsuits.
Well, no, they supply all that stuff, right, Kenny? You're not even allowed. I think Barry was correct when he said earlier you're not allowed to bring your own gear in and all that stuff, right?
No, you can bring your own mask.
Yeah, it's very.
Oh, you can't bring your own mask.
and like a computer watch as long as you can silence it, which
Okay.
pretty much anything you can now.
That's easier. That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy.
And you don't have to haul anything.
I agree, and I actually get a lot of heat for that one. Once people get there, they see, oh yeah, this would be a logistical nightmare. Like even just the parking trams and the secure, like it wouldn't really work anyways. But
Right.
but if you really think about it, it's just a big swimming pool. It's
Yeah.
a big, giant, very expensive, I would imagine,
Yeah.
above ground swimming pool.
Probably
And it's salt water, right?
one of the
It
most
is.
So you want to wait
expensive.
whatever you would jump into the ocean with.
Yeah. So we basically have, when you walk up there, so they'll pick you up out front. You do the reservations in advance. You don't need park admission. They pick you up outside the park at guest relations, and they take you on a little tour. Well, they took your sizes and everything right there, and that gets transmitted up to us,
Mm-hmm.
and they take you on a little backstage tour.
Right.
And then you end up in your locker rooms, and there's my name, and there's a wetsuit and booties that usually fit.
About that.
Yeah. And then they take you up top, and that's where you be introduced to us.
CJ's got this face on his face like he just won the lottery.
Yeah. Now I'm into it.
It's like,
It's
oh my
easy.
gosh.
It's
Yeah, it
easy.
is. I remember that. They it's kind of a high end kind of thing experience. They make it very, very comfortable and is about as easy as it could possibly be.
So is it fins or are you walking on the bottom?
Oh, you have fins,
So
don't you?
yeah, you get fins. It's a gravel, like a crushed shell mix substrate on the bottom, which
Mhm.
most people don't realize it's like another 5 or 6 feet of shell.
Really? That
beyond
deep?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's 25 feet to the crushed shell. And it goes about another 5 or 6 feet at least after that. Occasionally that's been pulled away, for construction, and you
Yeah.
can see it. There's a pipe grid under that where all the water comes back in after
Wow.
it's been filtered. So it's cool.
So we could take Barry down under there, bury him, and then come back and visit him whenever we see fit. Well, it probably wouldn't be very often.
Yeah, that would work out just fine.
Until the shells grind them up.
I'll take my hat with me.
Yes, we'll just have that be exposed. Just
the only thing you see on the bottom is the red hat.
the little nub on the top of his red watch cap. Hey, is that Kenny? Nope, that's not Kenny.
Mr.
Kenny's a
Smee.
dive guide. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a kind of cool gig, and I would imagine. I remember when we did it years ago. I mean, everybody comes out of it going, "Oh, that is so awesome!" And the one thing that stood out to me was that when you do that dive, it's really almost like sensory overload because there's so many different critters in the tank that you wouldn't typically honestly see on a regular scuba dive. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. And you see a ton of stuff everywhere you look, like, oh my God, there's a shark, there's a ray, there's this and that. And it just kind of makes things pretty exciting for a scuba dive, doesn't it?
It does,
I
because
wanna
you're seeing
go.
it in HD. There's no turbidity. There's no, you can just see them so close.
Right.
Just perfect visibility.
Got it.
And lighting.
And there is is there any kind of like screening process that would keep the riffraff out like Barry and Jerry and Vinny and Casey?
You're putting me in a category as Barry.
Yeah. It rhymes with
dear
Jerry
God.
rhymes with Barry.
Gee, I love you too.
We'll take anybody there. You got a C card, we bring in Riff Raff Pro, we get it all there.
Okay, but that's
just
what
show money.
Well, you got to pay, yeah, of course. But I
As long
mean,
as you pay.
But it's just open water certification was
That's
what you
it.
got to do.
That's it.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
it's 25 foot. I guess it's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, is it any deeper than that? I thought it was.
No.
That's as deep as it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough. And then you
So
get
tell
down.
us-
How much bottom time they usually get when you do the dive? Does it
Oh.
depend on which package you do, or no?
Nope. It's twice, 2 times in the evening, 7 days a week, and it's a 40-minute dive.
Wow.
So
okay.
we'll give you can be the air hog you always wanted to be there. We'll give you free refills the
Yeah.
whole time. Usually a tank will do you, but sometimes not. So it's 40 minutes, and it's a little 5-minute tour where we kind of bring you down, get you acclimated, and kind of, occasionally somebody might need a little help or
Right.
adjustment, and then we let you go.
Well, 40 minutes at 76 degrees. That's about it.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll
It
be
is.
a
What are the
popsicle.
wetsuits they put them in? 3 mils?
Yeah, 2.5, 3 mils.
Yeah,
Shorties.
that's about right.
No.
Oh, shorties.
It's chilly. It's chilly.
Well, once again, it's like Florida spring water. It's a little bit warmer
Well, you said
than
76, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
scooch
72.
warmer, scooch.
that. Yeah, and I can do the same thing in the springs. I can do about a 30, 45-minute dive, and that's about it. I'm done.
Are these full wetsuits or shorties?
No,
He
he
just
said
said
shorties.
shorties. Pay attention, Barry.
I was trying to. 76 and short 3 mil shorties.
Pull
I
that
wanna
hat
go.
up
You
off
don't
your
need
ear.
your extremities.
Yes, come
Yeah.
on.
We want
Can
to
I
make
wear
sure
my?
you're ready to get out.
I can
after
wear
40
my
minutes.
cap.
Yeah.
I could wear my.
It'll be
That
exhilarating.
counts CJ out because he'll freeze to death. And
I would
Wait a
force
minute.
myself to do it.
Well, and just so you
Just
guys
before
know,
I jump in, though, I just go.
Hey, Greg, I wanna go.
yeah, but just so we're clear, all of you guys, if we do this, remember they do have that chemical that changes the color of the water if you do what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah,
I am going to.
You've been warned.
I am going to turn that tank purple.
Yeah, and about 78 degrees or closer to 98. No.
We'll have to duct tape Barry's colostomy bag to his
Okay,
side.
that's enough. Gee whiz.
Such a bad
Speaking
man.
of brownies.
Quit it. So, okay, Kenny, you've been doing this for a while, and then you started doing the videos and everything, and that kind of it evolved, so to speak. And
So I sold the shop.
Yeah.
And I opened it in 2012 and sold it in 2016.
Yeah.
And I grew it and grew it and grew it. We did very well with our metrics, conversion, all that stuff. And I just kind of maxed it out.
Yeah.
It was either get another shop and go bigger, and I was just kind of like, I don't know.
I want to go dive.
Yeah, I'm more of a creative person. So I did graphic design before all this and during, and so I like the creative stuff.
Right.
And I like the social element of diving. So
all right.
A lot of people eventually corner me into tech questions.
Okay, well, hold on. We're going to get into that and find out where he wants to go dive, and where he's been diving around the world next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Bula, this is Flo, your hostess with the mostess from Paradise Taveruni Resort. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And now here's Greg, the dive master, and the rest of the crazy Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, with the exception of Jerry, the turtle guy. Why is he always late? Come on, Jerry, let's go with the flow.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Yes, Fiji, one of my favorite places on the planet to dive. Kenny, have you been there?
That's still on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you been around diving quite a bit though, or?
Yeah, definitely. I used to lead trips out of the dive shop when I had that.
You got a favorite place you've been to, you think? Any island calls to you a little bit more than others?
I get asked that a lot,
Mhm.
and a lot of people are looking for the best possible dive. And for me, it's more like, because you guys have been diving a lot, and you know very well, you can go somewhere. Diving's not the only thing you're doing there.
Right.
In fact, it's a small percentage of your actual time.
There might be a little drinking going on, Jerry.
Yes. So just ease of travel, stuff to do, who you can bring.
Right.
So Cozumel seems to be a pretty good, it is not my favorite place to dive, but it's not far.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a nice where everything intersects.
Right.
Well,
you know how I answer that question. I've said it many times, and I learned this from Sylvia Earle, the queen of diving.
Wow, name dropper.
Yeah, hello. And she told me, says, I answered this question and I adopted it. She goes, everyone is like, where's your favorite place to dive? And she goes, the next one. And I'm like,
That's
yeah,
a good answer.
Exactly. Because you never know what you're going to see, especially when you're diving in the ocean. I mean, you could be in Cozumel, you could be in Fort Lauderdale, you could be down in the Keys, you could be in the Bahamas, Fiji, doesn't matter. But, something interesting could show up and catch your eye, or could be some small little micro critter that you're like, ooh, this thing looks like an alien.
A great answer.
Yeah.
Can't argue
Well, there
with
you
that.
go. So, yeah, I think, all divers kind of adopt that mindset, I think, especially if you become an instructor and you're bringing some new ones into the fold, so to speak. So I love the way you think. I think, like I said, I think everybody kind of evolves that way. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So you got that, and so obviously Fiji's on the bucket list.
It is.
Do you got a favorite critter? What about that?
I'm gonna hijack your last answer, the next one, but there is a specific critter. I have not seen a seal or sea lion or one of those pinnipeds on a dive, and I'm a dog lover, so that's the
California.
California, they got them.
Yeah.
Old Vinny Two Tanks.
California, Washington, Oregon.
They got the seals. Yeah.
Sounds cold.
I've
Dolphins,
always
too.
missed them when I'm over there. So
Yeah.
You won't miss them when you meet them.
Why? Well, you like
Because
diving
they'll
with
come
them?
charging out of your back. When you turn to look, you'll have a face full of open teeth. And they'll be barking, and you'll suck down about half your tank, and then he'll flip away off into the. And you're gonna
You make
look
it
around
sound
the next minute.
so appealing, Casey. Yeah.
Well, they're Dave. You
If
take
you
a
jump in a herd of
1,000
them, yeah, it
pound
can be
animal
pretty bad.
underwater, and he's
Well.
just playing with you. It's kind of intimidating.
Well, it
You get
is.
once you get used to it, you know what they're doing. You can just roar with them. But
Well, you can. That's kind of what happened to me. You know, ignorance is bliss. I was in the Galapagos and I saw a sea lion. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was blown away. And little did I know, when I came back to the surface, all the people on the dive boat are waving me over. I'm like on cloud nine. I'm like, "Oh my God, this encounter was great! Just hurry, get back on the boat, get back!" I'm like, "What the hell? What's the problem?" And they said, that seal, as soon as you turn around, he swam up behind you, was like mouthing your head. And he's like, he was pissed at you. You were in his territory.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
But
And
he
you'll
was
never see
playful.
'em.
He was friendly, and he didn't bite
yeah,
my head off.
He had his mouth on your head, and you didn't notice it.
No, he was like, I had my neoprene cap on. I didn't notice anything.
You know, they're ambush hunters.
They're ambush hunters, according to, but they don't bother people. I mean, they are very friendly.
No,
like
I
you
never
said.
had one bother me. But the first encounter, they love to startle you, and they just think, I guess, because you let out this burst of bubbles, they think that's hysterical, and then they.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what this one did, and I was, and then so I blew bubbles back at him, and so I was going back and forth, and I was like, "This is awesome," and little did I know I was upsetting this big bull sea lion, according to the folks.
Oh, you were playing with the females.
I don't know what I was. I don't remember. But it was a good experience because I didn't find out that it was trying to eat me till after I got back on the boat. So it didn't ruin the interaction that I had. And I would definitely, I would go out there and do it again. I'd just probably be a little bit more aware and get a better orientation from the local divers and say, hey, okay, what are the sea lions? What are they doing? I mean, Vinny, you're out there all the time. You see them. You've had a good encounter with sea lions, haven't you? Or what do you think?
They, that's if you go to diving in an area where they have colonies and stuff, you're going to run across them.
Well, do you like it or not?
I've never had a problem with them. I've been surrounded by them.
Yeah.
I've never had one bother me or anything.
Right, but did you enjoy the encounter? Did you like seeing them?
You want to keep your eye on them though, because they're pretty good size.
Okay, he's not going to answer.
You don't want to get, they might flip a flipper in your face.
He still has all
like
his
earlier,
fingers
so.
and toes.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, maybe it'd be similar to Mermaid Kelly getting bitch slapped by a shark.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Jay, he's concerned about having the same thing happen to him from a sea lion.
Where my money at?
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they say, but it's very possible.
I had but about the sea lion, that
Yeah.
wasn't mentioned in the dive briefing.
What about
like, hey,
they might eat you?
There might be sea lions. Here's what you do.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
what
They
you don't
said
do. Wait, you weren't listening, or
no? They just did. They didn't say that they would do anything. Get mad at us. They said they'll be in the area, and if they're in the area, just just be
respect
aware.
them, Greg.
Well, he was, and I thought he was interacting with me, but he was yelling at me because he did. He swam right up to my mask and blew bubbles, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's what
You're
they
like,
do.
hey, Greg, what's going on?
I don't think he knew your name. Don't
No,
flatter yourself.
No, he didn't sound like a turtle. Like, hello, dude, what's going on? No, it wasn't like a turtle. It wasn't like hey, what you doing in my waters, man?
I'm trying to get your attention.
Could be
I'm
something
sorry,
like that.
You guys don't speak the same language.
Says you. I had my encounter. I don't know about you, Vinny, and that's how it sounded in my mind. But that's a whole different issue.
Of course, your mind
another
is
therapy
never mind.
session, right? But
stay by stupidity.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna. Move on.
Whoa, Vinny, that was pretty harsh.
That was too much.
What did he say? His mind is clouded by stupidity.
You're gonna hurt my. You're hurting my feelings.
You don't
okay.
have any feelings.
All right, so Kenny, before we run out of time, I want to make sure we get this out. It's sweetwaterscuba.com. Is that the best way to get to you or find you, or what? How would they do it?
Social channels is really
Yeah.
the best.
Okay.
Instagram, TikTok,
Right.
Facebook, YouTube. I'm really on all of them.
But they would just search what? What phrase?
Either Sweetwater Scuba or my name, Kenny Dial. That's Dyal. Either of those will pop that right up.
Okay,
And
Kenny Dial. I said Dahl, didn't I?
I was just waiting for an N, and I wasn't going to do it. And there it is.
Well, he has an issue with pronunciation with names.
Yes, it's a radio thing. It just happens. But okay, so Kenny Dial, Dyal.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So Kenny, you need to be prepared because now your whole thing's just going to skyrocket.
Oh, I'm braced. I got the straps and everything. I'm ready to buckle in. I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, we're going to apologize. Because chances are, just like what has evolved over time for us here at Scuba Radio, I am as what is known in the industry as a psychomagnet, Kenny. And, the proof being the pudding. We got Barry, Jerry, Casey, Vinny, Cock Johnson.
What does that say about me being here?
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just it's kind of like a virus. So just you've been warned, and I apologized up front. So I think you're good. But we do appreciate you hanging with us, and wish you the best. All right, we got more next week. Make sure you join us. Till then, remember it's always better where, gang?
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.